So how many sets do you really need to do per exercise to achieve your goal physique? Well, you guys might not like the answer that much because really it's trial and error for you and your body. And what I mean by that is that I've run the gamut. I'm 47 now. I competed in bodybuilding and powerlifting when I was a very young man, teens and then early 20s. And powerlifting a couple times, but I was never very naturally strong, just trying to get stronger myself. And I'll tell you that I grew up on reading Arnold, The Education of a Bodybuilder and the Encyclopedia of Modern Bodybuilding. So I grew up with Arnold in the books and Lee Priest in the background all telling me to do 5 sets per exercise, and I never really did that. I kind of always has stuck to doing about 3 sets per exercise. There's times I tried 4, there's times I did 2. Now, I will tell you that I did have a very brief stint, about a year and a half, where I was pretty obsessed with Dorian Yates when he was just fucking killing everybody. And he was doing his 1 set per body part stuff everywhere. And I read his book, Blood and Guts, and he made a pretty good argument in the book, I'll admit. And the argument in the book was as follows. Like, you can tap a stick of dynamite with a pencil all day. It's not going to do anything. So when you hit it with a fucking hammer, it's going to go off. So he's like, do it really intensely. But he's like, I don't know if everybody can generate the type of intensity I can, and has a training partner to do like, forced reps, negative reps. So he's like, 2 heavy sets to failure per exercise. Go beyond failure if you can. That was his formula in the book. So I did that for like a year and a half. And in the book, I followed his basic formula. And that was to train 3 days a week with alternating days. So one day it would be 1 workout twice and once and then reverse. Meaning like the split was, and this is super basic, it was 2 exercises for chest, 2 exercises for back, 2 exercises for shoulders. So it'd be like bench press, incline press, pull downs, barbell rows, shoulder press, shoulder laterals, done. Next day is like leg extensions, leg curls, squats, barbell curls, dumbbell curls, tricep extensions, tricep press downs, done. That was it. So you do Monday, alternate, Friday, and then switch back the following week. And as crazy as that sounds to only do that 3 days a week at 2 sets and exercise and going beyond failure, that was the strongest I've ever been in my life. And I was a young man, I was in my early 20s. And that program has so much rest in it and so much limited volume and so much limited intensity. Now I'll say that's the strongest I've ever been in my life. It's not the best I've ever looked in my life. There's a difference. And my body has a tendency to get better with like consistent progressive overload of 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Now, is there a perfect number of sets for everybody? No, but I've actually analyzed this. I'll do a video on all the Mr. Olympias at some point and talk through each of them and what their set and rep schemes were. However, I will tell you that if you average out all the Mr. Olympias, the best bodybuilders ever, and I don't know if that's a great barometer because also the people with the most elite genetics in the world, but also the most elite work ethics paired with that in the world, because you have to have both to get to that level. So if you do it on average, after warm-ups, it's 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps. That's kind of like the way Jay Cutler trained everything, but he did a lot more exercises. But anyway, that's a variance. But the program is not fundamentally the same for most of them. Like go through Arnold, go through Dorian, and go through Haney's chest workout. They're all the same. I mean, the number of sets or reps might be a little bit different, but it's bench press, incline press, flies, cable crossovers. Now, there might be some dips or some pullovers in there depending on which one you're also doing, but like the 4 common exercises are the same. Same thing with back. It's chins, it's barbell rows, it's pulley rows, deadlifts. Biceps, barbell curls, incline dumbbell curls, concentration curls. It doesn't really change no matter, you're talking about 60 years of the best bodybuilders in the world, like those 3 of the most Olympia titles, and the routine is not different. It's actually a misnomer when you listen to number of sets, because watch somebody like Arnold. Arnold will say, okay, he's not being disingenuous, it's how you look at it. So Arnold would pyramid largely for compound movements, but he would be static for isolation movements. So like if he was gonna go do barbell bench press, then the first 2 sets might have been warm-up sets, and then the last, the 3rd set might have been close to failure, and then sets 4 and 5 were at failure. So that's the way I would count that, as only as 2 sets. But then Arnold would go do dumbbell flies after he did his bench and incline press, and then it would be 5 sets all with the same weight. So to me, that's 5 sets to failure at dumbbell flies. So although it's saying 5 sets of every exercise, I don't think it's the same for every person really when you break it down. Then you take Haney pyramided everything. So he was more similar to Arnold. Then you take Yates as an extreme example in one direction as the least amount of volume, probably the most amount of intensity. But if you look at most of them, Phil Heath, Jay Cutler, the modern Mr. Olympias, most of them are either pyramiding or they're staying in that range of 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps. So There's absolutely a case out there to be made that that's kind of a standard practice that works for everybody, but doesn't mean it has to work for you. And the other thing is that if you can take yourself out of the equation for a minute and look at yourself objectively and be like, if you've been in a bulking phase, let's say you're trying to put on muscle, have I put on muscle the last 6 months? Because you can't be in a calorie deficit and wonder, oh, is my program working? Because you don't have the calories to grow. But if you're in a bulking phase or even a maintenance phase and you look at yourself and like, my muscles have really not grown in the last 6 months, time to fucking change something. And I would bet you that a volume reduction month would fix it or even stay that way for you. And what I mean by that is this, like if you listen to Yates right now, he says, everybody's doing too much volume, nobody has enough intensity, everybody's doing too much days, not getting enough rest. So I think his theory is, because I've done this where I did back offs before, and the weird thing is in the back offs, I actually have better gains when I train less, but mentally I need to be in the gym more. Mentally, I feel best in the gym 5 days a week. Now, I've tried more, and I always end up getting aches, pains, I get bitchy, I get cranky, I have little injury things that come back up, some fucking elbow starts hurting, some shoulder starts hurting. Like, it's just not the best idea for me to train more than 5 days a week. So I do 3 on 1 off, 3 on 1 off. For my mental health, that's the best. And the gym is my hobby, so like I like to go as much as possible, and I love the gym that I'm at. So when you think about that, like consider the fact that like you need to do what feels good for you. But if you're looking at yourself the last 6 months and you're like, I didn't really gain anything, I would give you a proposal. I only want you to do 2 sets per exercise to failure after warm-ups, 2 sets. The second set, I want you to try to go beyond failure. So let's say that you're gonna fail with the 100-pound dumbbells, 10 reps on the first set. In the second set, you get 8, and then you drop to dumbbells that are half that size and then rep out for a drop set. So do that with each exercise, or do a couple partial reps, couple forced reps, couple, whatever types of reps to get a little bit more. And I only want you to train 3 days a week. Do push-pull legs, but split it. Do push, legs, pull, but a day in between. So like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and just do this for 1 month. And limit the number of exercises you do. So do what you usually do. Let's say your chest routine right now, like my chest routine right now is flat bench, dumbbell incline, dips, pec deck. So I would do that, only 2 sets each. That's it. And I would combine days because I'm only doing 2 sets per exercise, do all my exercises that I normally do, and then I'd have a day off. Now, having a day off before each day that you train means you'll always be strong when you go into the gym. You'll always be rested when you go into the gym. You're doing less volume, your body's able to recover more. Yes, it feels shitty if you're used to going to the gym more, but your body will recover better, you'll feel better, and you might want to stay on it. So I just tell you that if you're not making progress, is to try that for 1 month. It's not gonna hurt. All your muscle is gonna disappear in 1 month if you're still training to failure every week? Of course not. They're not going anywhere. You might be surprised how much they grow in a month. So a lot of bodybuilders, when Dorian came out, didn't adjust to his level, but they went from training stuff twice a week to once a week. Listen to Bob Ciccarello's, the guy that hosts the Mr. Olympia. Listen to his interview about it. He's like, he exploded. He had more gains in 6 months than he had like the previous 6 years because he went from training stuff twice a week to once a week and his body finally got to rest. So it's not the worst idea in the world. So try less volume if you're not making gains, but your sets and reps are really up to you. If you need a format and you don't know what to start at, 3 to 4 sets after warm-ups of 8 to 12 reps to failure will do you, with the principle always of progressive overload in place, which means that if you can get 100 pounds for 10 reps and that's your top of your rep range, or 12 or 15, whatever it is for you, then boom, the next set, and from then on you're at 110. So you can get 10 reps with 110, boom, then you're at 120. Keep going. Every single exercise that you do, progressive overload it. Hope this helps you guys with your sets and reps, and I'll see you guys in the next one.